Hello Tigers, and welcome to the TMNtv Newscast for Wednesday, October 24th, 2018. Stay tuned for the latest news at Fort Hays State University and around Northwest Kansas and the nation. I'm Jenna Hawley, and Lauren Davis will be here shortly to fill you in on what's happening in the sports world. But first, here's what's making news in Tigerland. A 21-year-old man was arrested for allegedly raping a woman outside a Hays bar near campus during the weekend. The Hays Police Department received calls early Sunday morning about a reported sexual assault in the alley behind Chuck's Bar and Grill. From the description given by callers, police were able to track down and arrest the suspect. Brennan Harns was being held on a $100,000 bond at East County Jail early this week. The superintendent of Hays USD 489 Public Schools will be leaving the district at the end of the school year. John Thisson announced his resignation in a letter to district employees. Thisson was unable to attend Monday night's board meeting due to a family emergency. No school officials commented on his resignation. Thisson was named superintendent in May 2016. The FHSU Modern Language Club is promoting Hispanic culture in the community. The club is using dance to help spread the word. Tiger Media Network reporter Mark Schuckman has this report on the organization.
The FHSU Modern Languages Club's goal is to promote Hispanic culture in Fort Hays and the community. One way they do this is by hosting dance lessons, where they teach various dances like tango, salsa, and flamenco. By explaining the history of the dance, what the moves mean, and about the music accompanying it, they can share an important aspect of Hispanic culture with the Hays community in a fun and immersive way. Whether you're an accomplished dancer or have never danced before, they're open to any FHSU students or community members who are interested. Dance lessons are on Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. in Cunningham Hall, Dance Room 122. For Tiger Media Network, this has been Mark Schuckman.
A Great Bend man was shot multiple times and a suspect was arrested Friday night. The Barton County Sheriff's Office said they were dispatched to a location in Great Bend and found Dustin Turner with multiple gunshot wounds to his leg. The injuries were non-life-threatening. Law enforcement interviewed several people and later arrested Kenneth Burt, Jr. He was booked into county jail on a $1 million bond. More than 90,000 people have crossed the U.S.-Mexican border in the last fiscal year. According to the Tribune News Service, nearly 400,000 people were caught from October 2017 through the end of September. The U.S. Border Patrol state more families are crossing together. President Donald Trump has made battling illegal immigration a staple of his presidency. Retired U.S. Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor says she recently was diagnosed with dementia and will be stepping away from the public's eye. The 88-year-old was the first woman to serve on the Supreme Court. She was appointed in 1981 by President Ronald Reagan and retired in 2006. Since retiring, she has focused on promoting civic learning. There's good news for people in China who hope to have a large family. The country announced it won't set a population target in the future, allowing for more freedom around childbirth. Officials have said it is the next step in loosening decades-long tight population control. China has had restriction birth control policies for many years, and in 2016, the government abandoned its one-child-only policy. That policy has left the country with a worker shortage and an aging population. A further look into the death of a Saudi Arabian journalist has shone light on new details. Earlier this month, Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi was murdered in the consulate in Istanbul. According to the Washington Post, the administration has taken its first concrete step in penalizing Saudi Arabia. Visas have been revoked for the agents involved in the killing of Khashoggi. 18 out of the 21 suspects were already under arrest. Trump has called Saudi Arabia's actions the worst cover-up. The investigation continues. Those are the stories making headlines this week. After we return from the short break, Lauren will be here with a look at what's happening in the sports world.
The Tiger Media Network is Fort Hays State University's independent student media organization. It's a student employment opportunity where you can work for either the news side or the sports side. So you can be on live sports production, which produces all of the live sports broadcasts that we do, or you could be on the news side and do news stories covering things on campus. So presidential announcements, Student Government Association. We bring that news to the student community and the Hays community as well.
You don't realize how much Fort Hays State has to offer until you're here.
I mean, it is definitely, this is the land of opportunity here.
I just got back from the MIAA tournament in Kansas City a couple weeks ago where we worked with other production crews including Pitt State and Central Missouri. And it's a great time. I've gone there the last couple of years.
For me anyway, I get to do sports, which is what I love. And if live productions is where that's at, this is the perfect place to do it. We have almost everything that you could possibly imagine.
Tiger Media Network allows you the opportunity to take the skills you've learned and put them forward in a real-world, real application setting that allows you to flourish and grow as a professional, and that will only help you and benefit you when you graduate and go into the real-world workforce.
Welcome back, Tigers. I'm Lauren Davis, filling in for Haley White this week, and here's what is happening in the sports world. The Fort Hays State football team survived a double overtime contest at rival Nebraska Kearney on Saturday, winning 29-26. Kicker Dante Brown connected on 5 field goals in the game, including the eventual game winner in the second overtime. The victory kept the Tigers' playoff and MIAA title hopes alive with 3 games left in the regular season. Fort Hays will host Lindenwood for a 2 p.m. game Saturday at Lewis Field Stadium.
They're also, I think, an improved team from last year. So they got a good quarterback and they have a few good running backs. So we're going to have to know our assignments and should do our job and come out with the win with that.
Yeah, I think so. And I think they understand what's on the line, and they understand one game can cost them a playoff, and and cost them the conference, and they put themselves in this situation, and losing to Mo West, it was with 3 turnovers, and losing to Emporia because you had 4 turnovers. I mean, you've put yourself in a bind right now. If we don't lose those 2 games, and we're sitting here at 9-0 now, or 8-0, we're sitting pretty good and feeling pretty good about winning the conference and getting to the playoffs. But right now, you put yourself in this situation, so it is what it is. You got to deal with it, and you got to man up and get the job done. So that's kind of how we've been talking to them. Is we did it to ourselves. Now we just have to deal with the consequences.
The Tigers are ranked number 7 in the first Super Region 3 rankings, with the top 7 teams making the Division II playoffs. FHSU is also ranked 23rd in the latest D2Football.com poll. Junior Santiago Aguadello continued his goal-scoring streak with another hat trick in the Tigers' 7-0 blowout of University of Mary on the road last weekend. Aguadello was named the MIAA Athlete of the Week for his effort. It was his 4th hat trick of the season, and he sits atop the D2 world with 22 goals this season. FHSU plays at Upper Iowa on Friday. The Tigers are ranked number 10 in the country this week. The FHSU women's soccer team survived a scare of its own at Southwest Baptist during the weekend. With the match tied at 1-1, Vianney Sanchez was able to tally the game winner in the 4th minute of overtime for the 2-1 win. Callie Perkins tallied the other goal for FHSU, which plays at UNK on Friday before hosting Washburn for Senior Day on Sunday at 1. The FHSU cross-country teams will have another weekend off as they prepare for the MIAA Championships on November 3rd in Emporia. The Tiger Runners' last meet was the FHSU Open, so the team should have fresh legs entering the conference meet. Sporting Kansas City jumped to the top of the Western Conference standings with an impressive 3-0 win over FC Dallas on Sunday. Through 33 games, Sporting has 59 points, 2 more than LAFC. The loss dropped conference leader FC Dallas to 3rd. Sporting ends the regular season Sunday by hosting LAFC in a 3:30 p.m. contest. The offensive juggernaut known as the Kansas City Chiefs continued to roll last weekend, drubbing Cincinnati 45-10 on Sunday night. The Chiefs scored early and often, taking any Bengal hope of staying in the game away. An even bigger storyline for Kansas City was its defense, which held Cincinnati to only 239 yards of total offense. The Chiefs will host a rival Denver Broncos for a noon kickoff Sunday. Those are the stories we have for you this week. Tune in next week for another TMNtv News episode. In the meantime, stay up to date on the latest news and sports by visiting TigerMediaNetwork.com. Until then, remember, roar Tigers.